Hey, Llama talk. Maybe we
What's
have
up,
it this
guys?
time.
Llama talk. That's my
Yeah.
that's my llama voice. Yeah.
Did you? How many people's dreams do you think we crushed last week when they looked up this video and they saw it wasn't about llamas?
Oh yeah, all the llama enthusiasts with their ponchos and fur hats uh, in the Andes Mountains were just so disappointed when they couldn't listen to a podcast strictly about llamas.
They they finally got internet.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, we're wearing this because it's Halloween tomorrow, and these are our costumes. I don't know.
Yeah, basically, yeah. We're here talking about Survivor. All my other sweet mates, they're out partying those stupid Halloween parties, but we got it good here. We're the ones living it up.
Magnus, do you think you'll go trick or treating at Jeff Probst's house?
Nope, I feel like he's not really in the giving spirit. He'll probably just make me strip my clothes and steal the cash out of my wallet just for a Whopper or something.
You think you'd go up to his house and he'd be like, "My life is fine. My life is fine. I don't need this."
I have a bucket of candy right now. Like I don't need to give you anything. My life's fine.
He doesn't share with little kids.
No, hell no.
Yeah, I mean, so this episode of Survivor not as eventful as last episode, but still, it's Survivor. We love it.
Right.
Love it no matter what.
Love it, but maybe one of the least enjoyable episodes I've ever had to watch.
I mean, it definitely one of the most boring this season, at least. Definitely one of the most boring this season.
One of the most boring this season, and just full of moments that just made me just go, oh, like I just didn't like what was happening on the screen. But we'll get into that more. We'll talk about everything here.
Yeah, I mean, predictable with Dale. Yeah, just wasn't great. I guess we'll try to make these llama talks shorter. We're shooting for 30 minutes, 45 minutes. Last one was kind of long because we're still just trying to get the hang of it, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we don't want to put forth a really intimidating hour and a half long number because then you guys probably won't watch it.
I mean, if you want a great Survivor podcast, just go to Rob Has a Podcast. I mean, just amazing podcasts.
But if you're gonna have to choose between us and our half, then choose us. Come on, you can have both. But keep watching us. Come on, we're new, we're fresh. We keep it fresh over here.
We keep it both show.
Both shizzle.
Okay, so starts off with the recap. You have anything to add about the recap, Magnus? I mean, I caught a few things about the recap that, editing-wise, were pretty interesting. I'm just wondering if you have any.
The only thing that I thought was annoying is that every single in the recap they said, "Oh, the contestants last week were shocked with a surprise tribe swap that's in the exact same time in the game that every tribe swap since Survivor Nicaragua, with the exception of Cameron, which I think was 2 episodes later, every tribe swap has been after 4 votes, basically. So, I mean, it wasn't a shock. I'm pretty sure everybody in the game who knew something about Survivor was expecting it. So that was kind of the only annoying thing that I picked up in the recap.
Yeah, I feel like they really played it up for the camera. Just like Faye, oh my god,
Yeah.
It's kind of not very genuine, I guess. One thing, two important things I caught on the recap were that John and Jacqueline are referred to as the power couple, which is really weird because that's usually a spot you don't want to be in, and not just swing vote. They're referred to as a power couple, which makes me think I mean, after this episode, we know they're going to make the merge together. and like they
Yeah.
want to be a power couple, but it's not a good position you want to be in. You know, they're going to be huge targets at
Yeah.
the merge. I don't know. And then the second thing I picked up was when they won immunity, Jeff Probst yells, "Jeremy won immunity for Napu." Jeremy. Like, Keith was like sinking all the shots, and
What do you
Jeremy
mean,
won.
Wes?
Yeah, Wes. Sorry.
Yeah, just because, Wes literally like makes 9 in a row between his legs, like around the back, like a bunch of trick shots, and then Jeremy comes in and does one toss and then wins it, which I guess is kind of what happened. So I mean, Jeff wasn't wrong in saying that, but I mean, they're just giving Jeremy so much credit for every little thing he does.
I know. It's like they really try to make him out to be something he's not. You know, no
Yeah,
offense to Jeremy. I think he's one of the best players there, but I don't think he's a mastermind by any sense. You know,
yeah,
or
it's
Superman, like they try to make him out to be.
yeah, it's not
Um,
saying much that he's the best one there on that island.
yeah, I know. I mean, I think that's it for recap. And then after that, we go to um, Koyoka after Tribal. You know, Dale's talking about how, you know, it really hurts to like lose his daughter and stuff, and like how it's like so
Yeah,
hard for her and stuff. And it's like, Dale, I think it's more hard for you to be in this situation than it is for her. You know, like
yeah,
he put her there basically,
yeah.
and he's just moping around, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I was watching the Survivor Live interview because we were going to try and incorporate more of the secret scenes and interviews from after the show's released. And apparently Dale, after Achille was voted off, was just going on a rampage and was just pissed off at everybody and wasn't able to talk to anybody for the whole entire night, and nobody even approached him till like midday the next day, which is where like this conversation with John apparently happened.
Yeah, like I don't understand how like he's so oblivious that like after he's voted out, he's like, man, I really thought I had all my bases covered. It's like, really? You thought you had all your bases covered? Like, I don't think so, dude.
No, but that's like the editing always does that, where like they always try and make it seem like it's a huge blindside, but I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure that in every single vote this year, the person's known that there was a very strong chance it was them going home.
Okay, like the thing that CBS just like wants to make everything a blindside now. Like, oh, hashtag first vote of the season, hashtag blindside. Like, that's not like what.
Yeah,
Let's go back to like when Eric was blindsided, and like fans vs favorites won. Like that was like a blindside. It's not like every episode has to be a blindside, you know? I don't know.
yeah. I'd say the only blindside this season was Rockers, because he
Yeah.
actually didn't see it coming. Because if he did, he would have played his idol. So,
Mhm.
but yeah, that wasn't a great blindside. It was a
Yeah.
blindside, though, I guess, if the dictionary term.
And then after all the Dale moping around stuff, he goes up to John and shows John his fake idol. And I mean, you know, you can like on the viewer's part, you can be like, really, you think that's the idol? But like, you never want to take that chance when you're out there. You know, it's right for like John to take that extra step and like believe Dale. You know, because like, what if it was a real idol? You don't really
Yeah.
want to like deal with that. You
But
know?
it's like 1/3 of the size of a normal idol. And like, I don't know, like, didn't they have the same exact thing on their well at Hunapu?
Yeah,
So
they do.
I don't know if John obviously never took a trip to the well, or maybe someone tore off the well there and used it and stashed it for a fake idol and never just made the edit. But yeah, it was. I mean, I guess John did the. I mean, the only thing that was kind of weird is that John didn't even seem like he was skeptical at all about it. He was like,
No.
oh, I guess he has an idol. We're screwed.
Yeah, but like, I mean, that may have just been the editing. You never
Yeah,
know.
obviously. But I mean,
Um,
John doesn't seem like the smartest person on planet Earth, so I wouldn't put it past him to believe wholeheartedly that that was the idol.
Now, after that, we go over to Hunapu,
Hmm.
where Jeff comes strolling in with a giant bag of rice, and just basically like, I don't know, it was not good. It was not pretty. And the funny thing is, like, that whole scene, it's like, like, Jeff like just justifies it all. He's like, oh yeah, you guys literally have a handful left. And then like the editing shows Jeremy as kind of the voice of reason, where he's like, oh my god, are you guys stupid? Like, we can just wait it out and have like a food, like we can win food in the next challenge. Like, why do you guys want to give up all this stuff now? And it's like, it's weird how like the editing was kind of like shining light on Jeremy rather than like the people who needed the rice. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's okay. Easy for you to say, Jeremy, because you've been shoveling spoonfuls and mouthfuls of rice into your fat face for the whole entire season, and now that you're like 3 days until the merge and you're out of rice, and you have these new tribe members who are like literally on the verge of death because they haven't gotten to eat anything. Now you can start saying, like, oh, you guys quit complaining. Like, we'll get food soon. Like,
No, okay,
it's
like
just so annoying.
he just says like everyone's bitching about everything, but he's bitching about everything they're doing. Like he's like, yeah, read us, Jeff, and like stuff like that, and he's just throwing everyone under the bus. And like,
Yeah,
I bet he
go
just
ahead.
eats the rice, and he's like, oh yeah, thanks, I'm so glad I got rice. He like doesn't complain about it.
The thing about Jeremy is that like he can never be like the upstanding, like strong, great person without having to like force it onto others that he is like the strong person.
Yeah.
Like it's like I don't need the food. Like I'm strong. I don't need it. I'm not the one begging Jeff for food. I
Mhm.
mean, like you don't have to say you don't have to force it onto others that much.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, Jeremy has Jer- he bitches a lot. He bitches a lot, but he's not a bad player. I mean, I have to give it to him. He's not a terrible player. Um, so Jeff comes in and Jeff asks to take their tarp, their bedroll, pillow, blanket, everything they got from Comfort, hatchet, hammer, one of the pots, and the extra flint. Okay, so apparently Jeff wants the extra flint now. I guess Jeff's just getting picky now. Um,
And this
but
is this is absolutely ridiculous because I mean technically all those things are together are probably not as important as a fishing gear kit, which Koyopa has. So theoretically, Koyopa could have just been like, "Oh yeah, I'll trade you, Jeff, this fishing gear for another bag of rice," and they
I
could
mean,
literally just be eating tons of rice. And it's just unfair that Hunapu gets to trade for rice. It's absolutely absurd that Jeff let that happen. They should have just had to not eat for 3 days until the merge.
yeah, I mean, like after that, Jeff just says like, "Man, you guys are like the most dysfunctional tribe." Goes all the way back to Australia, and like just says you're the most dysfunctional tribe like we've ever had. I think he's just trying to paint them as a new Kasai tribe from XL Island, which no one will ever beat Kasaya. Kasaya is the best tribe ever.
Yeah, it's Kasai, but without the entertainment value.
Yeah,
It literally has no entertainment value compared to Kasaya.
it's true. It's true. And I bet Kasaya wouldn't be stupid enough to eat all their rice in like the
No.
first 14 days.
And the annoying thing is that Jeff, like, it's I don't know. It was so annoying because they got the rice now, and then they're probably having tons of more rice before the immunity challenge, which probably helped them. You know, like they still got to eat more than Koyopa for the immunity challenge, which obviously didn't really play into it very much because Koyopa kicked their ass on the physical portion of it. But it's just like Jeff should not have let them make the trade because like so they're just renting like the comfort items, like they got to just stay in a 3 motel for 1 week and then give up their room key to Jeff, the bellboy, and go to a restaurant now. It's absurd. It's I don't know. It,
I
it
know.
makes me so mad. This is 29 seasons into the show. This is
I
the
know.
29th season.
it's not pretty. It's not pretty, and it just makes you think you could do such a better job. And I know like so many people that are fans of the show could do so much better at surviving than these people.
Yeah, well, I could just pick 10 random people off the street here in San Diego, and they'd probably do better.
Probably.
I don't know.
Probably.
And especially since like the potential for partners in casting like they had for this season, it's really like this is the only opportunity they've ever had the chance to cast new couples similar to the Amazing Race. So like married doctors or like best friend nuclear physicists or like gay stuntmen or something. Like they could do like they have like a much better cast than the one they have right now. There's like a whole cavalcade of awesome people in the world that have awesome relationships that they could have chosen over these people who have no idea how to play the game. Zero clue.
I mean, if there's a fire, they got that covered because they got 3 firefighters. So,
yeah.
I mean, there's that.
See, they're not even doing like the typecasting thing right this season, where they have 1 firefighter, 1 model, 1 actress. Like they have 3 firefighters, a policewoman, and then it's just so random.
It is. I mean, after they make that trade, I mean, like Jeremy just bitches some more. Julie, like one last thing, like before we get to the Heroes Arena or Reward Challenge, whatever. Julie says like she doesn't think she'll be able to survive in the rain, giving up the tarp and everything. That's totally foreshadowing for like the rain later in the episode, but also I'm wondering if it's foreshadowing for her quitting. I mean, there was a lot of that this episode. It could be possible so that she's the quitter, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's no reason for them to spend so much time airing all this if it has no point. Like, it'd be weird if she wasn't the quitter. The thing I hated most about the whole trade with Jeff is that the people are like, yeah, I thought it was a fair trade. I thought, he really cleaned us out. I thought it was a fair, what everybody on the island should be saying is that we don't deserve this rice. We screwed up. We don't deserve anything. The only thing we deserve is for our father, Jeff Probst, to scold us and send us to our room without dinner. That's the only thing we deserve at this point. That's what they should be saying.
Father is in like Russell Swan, Father Jeff Probst?
No, not Russell Swan.
So we get to the, I totally agree with you. I mean, they don't deserve it.
No.
We get to the Hero Arena, and Jeff offers them barbecue meat and stuff, and like, again, that just makes, the editing just makes Jeremy seem like more right. Just because it's like, oh yeah, we can wait till we win more food from a challenge, and like, oh, consequently, there's like, oh, food in the next reward challenge, you know?
The thing that's annoying is that like Jeremy still sounds extremely bitchy and annoying in all of his confessionals, but they're literally showing the best of his confessionals because they're trying to give him, like, what they're trying to do is give him the best edit possible. Like, they're trying to make him a poor man's Tom Westman or something right now. And it's just not working. So these are probably the best confessionals they could find of Jeremy being the voice of reason. And he still sounds bitchy. And frankly, it's just really annoying to hear his voice at this point. These are all just our opinions. You guys can comment and tell us we're wrong and blah, blah, blah.
Let me ask you this right now. Is Jeremy winning this season?
I don't know. It's either, I think he's either winning or he's going to be like a huge blindside. Mm-hmm. I know that jumping ahead to the Survivor Live extended preview of the next episode, it seems like Josh and Reed are targeting Jeremy to be the first boot after the merge. So I feel like there's either a big blindside potentially, or he could win. I feel like there's no in between.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I feel the same way. He's got a very winner-like edit, but I can't tell if he's gonna win. You know, there are flaws with Jeremy definitely. So I don't know. So on the challenge, they have to. It's one of those classics. Just feel it out. Put the puzzle pieces that you think fit in in like the puzzle, and they can only use their hands. So they're hitting their head all the time, and it's freaking ridiculous. Like when Baylor hits her head and Missy's like about to start crying. Like I couldn't tell if she was about to start crying or laughing, but it looks like she was about to start crying just because Baylor hit her head.
You like headbutted like Baylor in the lips during the sumo challenge. So like, I mean, they're just like donking their head, and I'm pretty sure like whatever sound effect they're playing makes it sound worse. Yeah, I doubt it's not that bad. Plus, I don't even know why they hit their head so much. They like saw the obstacle course right in front of them. I don't know. What do you think of the challenge?
Like you'd think like they'd be more cautious at least or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, Reed just kills the challenge. Reed like we got a confessional from Reed. Okay, let's have an applaud for that. We got a confessional from Reed.
But it's still only food related.
That's true. That's true. But I mean, it was probably obviously just because he was going to be in the challenge today.
Yeah.
They had to have at least one Reed confessional. But Reed kills it. I mean, I'm like hat off to Reed. He did really well in that challenge. Kicked Missy's butt.
Yeah, he with Baylor's butt. He used his he used his Spidey senses on that one, didn't he? Right?
Yeah.
Dude, like rarely in one of those challenges, it's like the person has like the wrong piece in, and everybody can see it's the wrong piece because they're color coded, and like before, like everyone on the TV set's like saying like switch it, and like rarely ever do they switch it before like making a big ordeal about it. But somehow it's like, oh no, like this one's wrong, and then switches on. Like it was like he did it beautifully. Like that was.
I know.
Hats off to Reed. That was really good.
It was awesome. And like, when he won, he's like, Jeff, I think I got it. It's like, Reed has it. Here come the tears. It's just like, Reed starts crying. It's like, oh, Jeff, you're really pumped up about this. Like,
yeah, Reed had like a pot belly full of rice, and he's just crying like, I'm so hungry, and it's just so good to win food for my tribe.
I know. And then, yeah, it was ridiculous. And then Baylor was like, yeah, I'm hungry too. And it's like, okay, Baylor, like, whatever. And then I think the most important part about the entire Hero Arena is Reed's decision on who to send to Exile Island. And that was really, that's where, I think you're gonna probably hate me for this, but I think Natalie was the best player this episode. I really like Natalie this episode, and like, don't get me wrong, I hate her and her sister on All Stars or no, on The Amazing Race just because they're so annoying. But Natalie did really well this episode.
Yeah, it was a good strategic move, but like she did it in front of everybody. I think everyone's gonna be like, oh God, like why would she volunteer? Like what a weird thing to do. Like Drew volunteered last time to go to exile, and I feel like he was already screwed before that point, but it definitely didn't help him making ties with the other tribe. And I feel like Natalie was in a good position as it is, and I don't know, I feel like it was a good move overall because it definitely puts Missy and Baylor in her back pocket, and they're in such like a swing position in the game. But like, I think that if she did it more behind people's backs and less like in front of everybody, I feel like it would have been better. But I don't see how she would have been able to do that.
I mean, she already has like Missy kind of really close to her, you know. And no, I get what you're saying. Yeah, I can see how it could hurt her. But I think more importantly, like Reed kind of shot himself in his foot by like just throwing Julie under the bus. I really think it was good for Natalie to at least wait until he picks someone to say I volunteer, just so like Reed's cards are kind of exposed. And
yeah, but that makes Reed and Josh like super pissed, basically. Like what the hell, Natalie? Like I went on this huge spiel about like bringing like
I
Julie
mean,
to Exile Island, and now you're gonna volunteer. Like it is kind of throwing him under the bus.
but I mean, she did volunteer to go to Exile Island and skip the reward, and like now,
Yeah,
well, yeah, Julie. Now she has Julie like probably has some grudge against Reed now, and most likely, if they are gonna vote, like if they were to get voted, if they were to go to tribal council of the episode, I think they probably would have either voted off like Jeremy or Julie, and not Natalie. You know,
yeah,
I think
probably.
she's safely hidden behind him. Um, yeah, I mean, I guess that's enough about that. And then when they're leaving the Hero Arena, I wrote down, um, like Missy's like, "Oh yeah, love you, bae." Do you think Missy coned, or like, do you think Missy like made up the word bae? Did that come from Baylor's name?
I don't know. I don't know. He should be a huge pop culture influence that we didn't even know about. That'd be amazing. I think like
Yeah,
the thing that annoyed me about Baylor this episode is that like she literally just looked like a 2-year-old when she was crying at her arena.
yeah,
She looked like a 2-year-old, and it's just so annoying because what a horrible representation for young people on Survivor. Baylor, who is crying for her mommy every single episode there, and it's just I don't know.
yeah, yeah. I definitely agree. We're on the fence, Baylor fans. That's what we are. We're on the fence, Baylor fans.
Yeah, I think I firmly face planted off the fence and I'm crawling away from that
Love you, bae.
fence.
Um, After that, we go back to Cleopa, and John shares the information with I believe Jacqueline and Missy that Dale has an idol, and they say that it's like a small clip at Cleopa, but they say like we can get rid of Keith, and like I quote from John. He says, "I don't see how Keith stays around," and they made sure to like put closed captions for that. I think that's like foreshadowing that Keith might be around for a while. You know, Keith has shown to be badass, and I think he's definitely gonna be around longer than at least John and Jacqueline.
Yeah, hopefully. I think that they might have also shown that. I feel like they showed any clips of Keith this episode just to make him a plausible person to go home over Dale. So the people at home aren't just like, oh, well, we haven't seen anything of Keith, and he's the person that might go home instead of Dale, so it's probably going to be Dale that goes home. So I also feel like that's probably some of it.
Yeah, it could be. And then Exo Island. I just wrote down Natalie's here to play. Probably don't want to hear about that.
Yeah, the thing that was interesting is that when the rain came, they only showed the Hunapu tribe, and I know from the post interviews and stuff that it was equally bad at Coyopa, the rain. But I wonder how it was on Exile Island.
Yeah. I mean, like,
I guess we'll never know.
I know Keith was like talking about it in his secret scenes too, and it was like really bad at Coyopa too.
Yeah.
But I mean, at least they had a tarp, you know, that's something.
Yeah.
And then you go over to Hunapu tribe, and the first thing we see is Jeremy talking about how he hates Reed and Josh, and how they're like huge like power players and stuff, and like I think Jeremy's just a little jealous that someone came over to his tribe and has like more power than him now, and I think he also wants someone he wants someone to cuddle with. I think he wants to get a little of that action.
No. Because if Jeremy and Val were there, they'd be literally on opposite sides of the island, swimming in the Pacific Ocean away from each other as fast as they could, and they'd be, shooting each other death glares. They'd be absolutely hating each other because that's how they are. And, Josh and Reed pecking each other on the lips is, absolutely abominable for a couple to do, basically, according to Jeremy.
I mean, do you think Jeremy would be able to pull that off? I highly doubt it. Like, I mean, no one's gonna believe him. Like,
yeah.
Oh, hey, Jeremy, Val, how'd you meet? I don't know. I'm not a partner. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's like,
Dude, like, I knew that Jeremy and Val weren't going to play together. There was no way they were both going to get to a merge or tribe. So I can't even foresee like what the dynamic would be. They don't even seem like a couple. They don't even like they're a weird couple.
The reason he was able to make that like big alliance on the first episode was because the women saw his emotions for his wife. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons, and like he's not going to be able to fake that. Anyway, let's not talk about hypothetical things, but yeah, Jeremy just like again, I just wrote Jeremy says like they're so dumb. Jeremy talks about how stupid his tribe is and stuff.
Yeah, while he's deep throating that shish kebab, basically.
I know.
It's like, oh god, it's just these people are so retarded and just like chomping away.
Yeah. That Alex says he's a meat collector. I don't even know. Like, what's a meat collector? Like, just likes meat.
Alex just all jacked up in the head. He's going crazy.
He's definitely like been more like his brother now. I don't know.
Yeah.
He says a bunch of stupid things like when he says Julie like, you know, we signed up for this shit, just quit, you know.
Yeah, dude. The best thing about this episode for me was what I wrote in my notes, the sweet, sweet rain. Oh, yes. I love it when it rains on Survivor. I mean, these people got so lucky that they went over 14 days with no rain and beautiful weather. And the fact that it's even as big of a deal that it rained for like 6 or 7 hours only. Mm-hmm. And like, I mean, it was absurd to me. And that Jeremy makes such a big deal about the fact that he can withstand some rain.
Yeah. I mean, is Jeremy pedantic?
He's certainly high on his horse. I mean, like, first of all, like he comes in with this new sweatshirt or like whatever, some Abercrombie and Fitch blue sweatshirt that we haven't seen this whole time just because the weather's been so beautiful. And first of all, he's like a stocky, buff, like muscular guy, and he lives in a cold climate, so it's probably a lot easier for him to deal with the weather than like a skinny girl like Julie who's used to living in like the humid Atlanta, Georgia climate. And if someone like me who's tall, like the end of my limbs, like 6'4" long limbs can get really cold. So like the different bodies definitely, it's easier to be in the cold. So I feel like, yeah, go ahead.
I mean, it's hard, dude. Like rain, you can look at it from, you know, from your couch watching it and be like, yeah, I could do that. But rain is like fucking hard. You're out there all night, dude, and you're soaked. Like everything around you is wet. It drives you fucking crazy. You know?
I know. But like the thing, and it's just annoying because like I at this point in the episode, I wanted to hear it from anybody from Jeremy, because I'm pretty sure basically everyone but Julie was probably saying to the camera like, yeah, you know, a little rain didn't kill anyone, and you know, I'm gonna try and work through this and do the best I can. I'm pretty sure everyone was saying that. There's a secret scene of Alec saying that in the rain, basically. But we just have to hear Jeremy bitching about it. I don't know. I just didn't really find that scene very enjoyable.
Yeah. I mean, Jeremy at least I give credit for Jeremy. Like, you know, he knows Julie's a number and he needs Julie and stuff. And like, but he's not very good at hiding it. Like, Julie's like, yeah, I know Jeremy needs me here for his game, not for myself, you know?
Well, if Julie does quit, I'm gonna be like, first of all, I'm always annoyed when someone quits, just because that's just a horrible thing for the show and for anybody who wants to be on the show. But like before the season, John Rocker was supposed to be on a season alone. Like he was supposed to be cast for like One World or like a past season or something, and they were very hesitant to putting Julie on this season because they didn't think she could handle it. And you know, basically she just said, trust me, I can handle it. But apparently there was like air quote, like in parentheses, but only if there's no rain the whole entire time. And it's just it's just infuriating, the prospect of her quitting.
I hate how like quitting has become like a normal thing in a season now.
Every season, like once every season, basically.
Yeah, it's not cool, you know. We don't have to have a quitter every season, you know. I don't know. It's stupid. It's stupid.
Well, like just this whole entire like thing with Jeff. Like Jeff shouldn't have traded for the rice. Jeff should have been much more harsh with them. Like, okay, you guys were stupid with your ration. That's probably why Kyoto was winning. So you can starve for the next 3 days and be dizzy for the immunity challenge and basically not even be able to walk. And then they can beat you and you guys can go to tribal council because that's how it works. That's a game of Survivor. You signed up for this. You should have rationed better. You should have known how to play. And I feel like when someone quits, like in the past season, when Lindsay quit in Cargan, he's just like, okay, why? Like, why are you doing this? Like, what's going on? He should have been like, okay, we, took a big leap to get you on this show, give you a huge opportunity. You had a 1 in 12 chance at $1 million at this point, and you're gonna throw it away just because you don't want to get in a fight with Trish. Like, you have to scold these people like a lot, and like he kind of did it with Colton a little bit, but like. What he did with Austin and Pearl Islands, that's what you have to do.
Dude, fucking, he was like, what, Colton? Why are you crying? What? What are you crying about? Just like, fucking hated Colton. He's like, get out of here. Get out of here. Yeah. I don't think, I think if I had to pick a favorite quitter, it'll be Austin.
Austin was the best. Jeff just has to be more like, like for your wishes, go home. Like he has to have that personality in these seasons, especially revolving around like these people who are trying to basically pull fast ones on him all the time. Like quitting, it shouldn't even be allowed. Like they shouldn't even be contractually able to quit, in my opinion, but I'm not sure if that's legal.
Yeah, I hate when like people quit and I go like think back to like Token Chains or like Joe just like had like he like withstood like 6 days of like an infected knee and he still wasn't ready to go. You know? Like there are people that want to be there so badly and then people just like freaking quit because like a little rain. You know?
You see the scene in like Survivor Nicaragua where like Purple Kelly and Nayanka both quit, and like the people on the jury, like Alina and Brenda, are like literally in tears because they wanted to be there so badly, and they're seeing people, just quit. But if I was on a show, like I would love the quitters. I would like being in the final 9 or whatever, or 10. I think it was 9 in Nicaragua, and having 2 people quit, so you're automatically at the final 7. That's like the best thing for your game, like, and that's like the best thing anyone could ever ask for. I hate, as a viewer, I hate that it happens so much.
Sorry, we'll get back, like, get to the immunity challenge really quickly, but I just want to ask, do you think Cochran, like, because, like, in Caramone, when Eric quit at, like, what was it, final 5?
He didn't quit, he was medically evacuated.
Oh, that's right. But, like, Cochran was like talking about how like, oh my god, I really like everyone was like, oh yeah, I thought Eric was gonna be in the finals with us and stuff. Like, let's be honest, they were really happy Eric was medically evacuated at that time. Yeah. It helped everyone's game at that point.
And don't even get me started on Eric's edit, because they edited it to make it look like he quit.
Yeah.
Well, like he pretended to be injured, but like he probably got one of the shittiest edits in Survivor history. Especially for someone to make it all the way to the final 5 twice. It wasn't bad in Micronesia, but it was really bad in Caramel.
It was so sad watching that season, just being like, Eric, don't go out on the same day that you went out your first time. Don't do it, and he did it. It's fucking.
I was really pulling for Eric that season, but let's get ahead to the immunity challenge. We're dilly-dallying on quitters. I could, just be pissed off about quitters all day. You can talk about how much I hate Janu and Austin and that big bird from Micronesia, what's Kathy. Hate all of them so much.
Yeah, it's a Survivor podcast. What the hell, Immunity challenge happened. I I think it's a pretty cool mini challenge, at least. I would have loved, I mean, I love water challenges. You love water challenges, and it wasn't in the water, so it's not the best challenge ever, but it was an okay
They can't,
challenge.
they can't have them all in the water. I thought it was just like,
It was a classic, it's the classic, like, oh, push the block, stand on the block, get that key, push it, get another key, push it, get another key, and, like, just do it with puzzle pieces, and,
yeah, I feel like, yeah, I didn't think the puzzle was, I didn't like the drape puzzle. That wasn't that interesting to watch. Plus, like, normally with like the like little three-dimensional puzzles, it like looks more suspenseful to watch. But for this one, we can see like, oh, they have 6 curtains out of the 8, and they only have 3. It like didn't look very close. At first, like, I guess the challenge was okay, but like I was infuriated with the outcome. I was just, it was so annoying.
Did you catch it when someone was like, Dale was like, or no, I think it was Keith that was like, yeah, let's go Big John. And John's like, who's Big John now? Who's Big John now?
Yeah, that was fun. John had a pretty good episode this season, this episode, but I just, it was so disheartening. I thought I was gonna have some big fireworks with the Hunapu Tribal Council, perhaps, especially since they had such a big lead going into the challenge. Koyopa did. It was just so disappointing that they couldn't even win that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, they had the lead too. I mean, it was theirs to lose, and they lost it.
And the thing that's disappointing is that last season of Blood versus Water had probably the best pre-merge out of any season in the history of Survivor, one of the best pre-merges.
Mm-hmm.
And this pre-merge has just fallen completely flat. Like, there hasn't been much to it.
Well, I mean, you have to look at the first few votes were pretty good. I mean...
No, I mean, yeah, I guess they were okay. I'm not going to say it's like the worst thing ever, but compared to the last Blood versus Water, where the pre-merge has such a potential for more drama, you know, than it ended up having.
Yeah, I mean, pre-merge was really where Blood vs. Water shined, and then merge it kind of got a little unpredictable, you know? I mean, we love Tyson, so we're not going to say we disliked it, but...
Yeah. But there was like the drawing rock, and there were some good moments.
There. I mean, yeah. I mean, they could... It is what it is, you know? Hopefully the merge will spice things up a little bit. I'd like to see Jeremy and Josh go at it or something. You know, something interesting to happen. You know, we'll see.
I would love for one of those guys to go out a little bit earlier, like in these next few episodes, because I'm just sick of hearing only from both of them, and I hope that someone else, even if it's someone who I'm not particularly that big of a fan of, like Natalie, if they were to emerge as like a top dog or a potential winner, like that would still be a little bit refreshing from these, you know, basically these 2 people, Josh and Jeremy, who are completely, you know, the center of this whole entire show right now.
Yeah, I agree. Back to the mini challenge. One last thing on the mini challenge is like after Hunapu wins and leaves, like Jeff, I think he asked Dale like how you're feeling right now, and Dale says like, oh, it's gonna be so much harder because like, you know, someone's loved one's gonna be going home, and like, is he trying to intimidate them there? Like, that's what I got from it, because it's like his loved one's gone, you know.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, he's trying to. I think was trying to say that like, I'm not going home, someone's loved one is. But I thought that's kind of something someone who doesn't have a real idol would say.
Yeah, I know. It felt desperate and it felt douchey, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. And then
but those are all, but those are our favorite qualities that come from Dale this whole season.
That's true.
Farm Guy 69.
Yeah, Farm Guy 69.
Follow him, everybody.
Sure. After the challenge, they go back to the Koyopa camp. You know, Dale talks to John again, talking about how he starts bartering his fake idol. Which I'm glad John ultimately didn't fall for that trick. At least, what do you think of that? What do you think of him bartering?
I was hoping that Dale would give it to him as like, I was hoping that Dale would give it to him before the tribal council. So like at least John would feel like there would be no doubt in his mind that, oh, is Dale not going to give me the idol after tribal, or is he just pulling a fast one on me? So at least John would have the idol. And even if he blindsided Dale, at least John might use that idol in a later tribal council and look like an idiot, and it'd be kind of funny, and Dale would have gotten the last laugh. So I feel like it would have been better if Dale actually gave the immunity idol to John. Because, the immunity idol to John. Because what does he have to lose at that point, you know?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It could have sparked a little more trust than they had, but I don't know. I felt Dale was going home either way.
Yeah. But I feel like the best bet would have been to give the fake idol to John.
Yeah, so one last thing before they go to tribal council is John and Jacqueline keep talking about how they want to be power players for the merge. Like, I don't know if they've ever seen Survivor before, but like you don't want to be like a power couple at the merge. I don't know.
Honestly, probably the best thing for John's game would actually no. If Jacqueline voted John out, she'd probably have a one-way ticket to the final 3.
Yeah. That's true.
I feel like Jacqueline's in a really good spot because they're never gonna get rid of Jacqueline before they get rid of John, unless John goes on an immunity run, which is very possible. But I don't know. I feel like they're in an okay spot.
And then we get to tribal council, and I don't know. One thing is that Baylor starts crying and says she feels like at Axel Island she felt like a little kid in a grocery store, and I just wrote down you're 20, you don't have to have your mom for everything. It's so weird that she just wants to be with her mom all the time, but when she's with her mom it seems like Missy just likes Baylor more than Baylor likes Missy, you know?
Well, yeah, and from the Survivor Live interview with Dale, it's not even the edit, they're the only mother-daughter thing, so they're really going to emphasize the mother-daughter relationship. It's not even like that, because in Dale's interview, he basically said that, Missy was parenting and bossing on Baylor, and it was a super, super weird dynamic with them the whole time. So I would understand if the editing was just really wanting to emphasize the mother-daughter grocery store type stuff. Yeah. But it's not even that. It's actually how it is, according to the interviews.
That's creepy. That's I feel like she needs to grow up or something. I don't know. John and Jacqueline just talk about how they need to know who to trust again. One question I have is, do you think they lost Keith's vote, that tribal council, at merge because they really didn't tell him about the plan? And Keith must have known something was up when everyone's heads turned to look at Dale to see if he had the idol.
Yeah. Hell yeah, they lost his vote. Keith would have to be an idiot. I know that he has a pretty good relationship with Missy, so they have an okay relationship. But if he goes with Wes, and it'll be him and Wes, Alec, Josh and Reed, that's already 5 people, and they can swing one more person over, then they have the majority. So, which could have been Dale if they decided to make a big move. And
Dale?
Well, I feel like honestly the best move for John and Jacqueline would be to get out Missy and Baylor, because they have ties to the people. They have too many ties in the game, because if they want to actually be the power couple, they have to get rid of Missy and Baylor, because at the merge, even though they're not powerful and they're kind of pathetic, they're still technically the power couple, because they're going to have the most options, I think.
Yeah, I'm pumped for the merge episode next week. I definitely think Keith is not. He might have to side with them for a bit because he's part of the couples, but I think ultimately he doesn't trust him anymore, and I don't think they're going to be able to gain that trust back in the game because they would have sent him home. They would have sent him home and had no hard feelings about it.
Yeah. What do you think about what do you think is gonna be the deal with the post-merge reward challenges? Are they gonna do Hero Arena still, or are they gonna switch to Redemption Island and just do immunity challenge in Redemption Island, or are they gonna somehow scrap all their planned Redemption Island challenges they had and make 10-person reward challenges?
I have no idea. It's awkward that they would just I don't think they would just buy that property just to use it for half of the show. I think they're definitely gonna use the Heroes Arena for something, but I don't know what they're gonna do with the reward challenges. What do you think?
Well, because I know in the first Blood versus Water, it was always so annoying, the rewards. Monica, you won immunity, and you also won a chocolate cake that we got at the Filipino Safeway down the street. Yeah. And you can share it with 2 other tribe mates. It's just that's not a Survivor reward that anybody wants to see at home. We want to see them going to some spa day or some waterfall somewhere. We don't want to see, oh, would you get a pizza and you get to split it with one person. It's just I do not like the immunity / rewards post-merge. I hate them so much.
What was the coolest reward challenge ever?
The one that, the first one that immediately comes to my head is that one in Samoa. I don't think it... No. I got the coolest one. The coolest one's in Survivor Palau and also Survivor Micronesia, because it's the same location, where they went to that jellyfish lake and they got to swim with the thousands and thousands of stingless jellyfish. I feel that was the cool one. But the one in Samoa where they have that underground cave.
That was in Heroes vs. Villains too, right?
It was in Heroes vs. Villains and Samoa that did the same reward, and that's an awesome location. I think any place with a cool crystal clear water to swim and a feast, those are the best rewards.
Yeah, I mean, I like all of those. I love the ultimate location ones. I also just love the Amazon refrigerator one with the Cokes. I think that's pretty dope, just having a mini fridge out there in the middle of the jungle. Yeah, I mean, I hope they have cool rewards at least.
They last time they were in Nicaragua, they had a few cool rewards. They were they went
volcano surfing.
Yeah, the volcano surfing. They went ziplining also that season. And I know in Redemption Island they had one cool reward in Redemption Island where it wasn't even that cool. They got to visit some landmark or something. Hopefully there's some cool rewards. Because I really the nice thing about Cagayan is after Blood versus Water, no reward challenges, it was refreshing to see it.
Yeah. Yeah, one other question I have for you, Magnus. Is the merge buff color the same color as the Hunapu tribe buff?
I think that it may be one shade off. I think that if it's basically 50 shades of Hunapu at this point. It's not good. I feel it's a cool color. It's weird how similar it is to the Hunapu tribe.
Yeah, it's they've never done this before. It's bizarre to me. It's it's weird.
Yeah, I know. I mean, maybe it's just because it's the same as in Survivor Palau when one tribe was just so dominant that Stephanie just became part of the Karor tribe. Yeah, and
this tribe isn't dominating that much.
I know. They wouldn't dissolve Koyopa into Hunapu. It's definitely the merge buff, but it's weird that it's the same color.
Yeah. Maybe Hunapu's blue and this is more turquoise or something. That's the only thing I could find, but I don't know.
What are your final thoughts on Dale?
final thoughts on Dale. I mean, he had a pretty good edit for a pre-merge player. I thought he had the strategic plans. He had the wheels turning, but he ultimately didn't have a good social game, and everyone knew that. And even on pre-swap Cleopa, he was the next to go. He wasn't able to connect with anyone, and you could see that with the rocker boat too. And he wasn't in on any plans. And I thought ultimately his social game just it hurt him. It hurt him, And
Yeah, I feel like he was definitely lucky to not be the first person voted off.
Mhm.
But I feel like he was extremely unlucky because I feel like if he made the merge, if he made it one more episode, he could have gone so far because no one would have cared to vote him off at that point. It would be wasting a vote, basically.
It would have been. That would you can beat him for sure, and he's on the outs. He's they know he has no social game, so it's he could be the GOAT maybe.
Yeah, I think he would have had a pretty easy path to the final three if he made it through this episode. And I always just feel so bad for the people that get eliminated one vote before the merge, because the merge is just you have a 1 in 12 chance of going home. It's the best chance of sticking around longer that you'll have in the game, basically, at the merge. And it's just super disappointing for the people that are so close but don't make it.
Yeah, unless they're on Redemption Island. I mean, they were voted out a long time ago. I don't feel sorry for those people.
Yeah. So Dale and Kelly, I observed, they're the only couple this season to be voted off pre-merge, to have both people in the couple not make it to the merge. Why do you think that they're basically the Rupert and Laura of this season in terms of success?
I mean, you could go with a million reasons there. I don't know the for sure reason. It could have just been bad luck. I think Dale and his antics had a lot to do with it. I don't know. They weren't stellar players, Stellar players. At least one of them makes it to the merge, But I just feel like they weren't anything special,
Yeah, I feel like the thing about Blood versus Water is that you can really tell how much luck plays into the game, because you have couples where each pair has a skill set and you can really compare the two, and for some odd reason one person makes it further than the other. Like Natalie and Nadia are basically the exact same person, and one of them is doing extremely well and one of them got voted off first. And John and Julie are both seemingly would be horrible for the survivor, and you'd expect both of them to be the first people voted off. But for Julie, she's in a fairly good spot in the game if she doesn't quit. Yeah,
I mean, also a problem was the dynamic that the tribe Dale was on. It's just a lot of couples, and then there's just him. They don't want to put off Keith because I think they can work with Keith on the merge with Wes. So to know they can eliminate this one couple and just finish the job so he can't reunite with singles, that's a pretty valid reason to want to get him out,
Yeah. So what do you think about basically the scenes in the next episode? How do you see the merge playing out?
I don't know, I'm pumped for the merge. You can't really grab much from a merge preview, even from the Survivor Live thing, just maybe that they're gunning for Jeremy and stuff. That could be cool, but I think it should be interesting. I love merge episodes. I mean, especially after last season, one of the best merge episodes ever with Sarah, just getting her ass handed to her. That was awesome.
Anyway, so I think this is a pretty good second episode of our podcast. And you guys can leave comments, and once again, we'll read them and respond to all of them and everything. And we'll try to do the podcast. The time we're shooting for is every Thursday at 8, but today we were we had some technical difficulties, and we weren't able to go right away. But we'll try and shoot for Thursdays at 8.
Yeah, that should be good. I mean, this is fun. We'll keep doing this. I mean, we don't have a reason not to. So
Yeah,
and also maybe
ahead.
we'll podcast about like we have a lot to talk about, like maybe favorite players of all time, favorite winners of all time. I mean, that could be fun.
Yeah, we'll do some extra podcasts if you guys want. And we'll really try to shorten the podcast because I'm pretty sure this one went a little bit longer than we expected also. But hopefully you guys stick around for at least, a small majority of the podcast. Maybe stick around for a few minutes and think we're a little funny. Yeah, basically that's it.
Yeah. I'm gonna talk.
Yeah, next time I'll try and be more energetic because I haven't had any Halloween candy.
Wait, Magnus. What's the funniest part of this episode? We didn't hand that out yet.
No, we didn't hand out the thing. I'd say that oh god, the funniest moment of the episode.
It's not very funny. It's not a very funny episode.
No, the episode wasn't funny, but I forgot to talk about this one moment when Jeff Probst, like they're talking to tribal council and the prospect of Dale joining like their alliance. Jeff says that has to be tantalizing for you, Jacqueline, for Dale to join up with you. And I just thought oof. I just thought that was really funny that it's tantalizing for Dale to be on your team. It was kind of overtly a little sexual, so that's what I'd give this trophy to.
Okay, fair enough. I couldn't pick anything. Maybe
it wasn't a very funny episode.
Yeah. Oh well. We'll see you guys next week, and
yeah,
this was fun.
Hopefully, I'll be a little less tired from having to write a bunch of midterm essays next week.
Oh well.
I'll be more energetic. Okay. See you guys next week on Llama Talk. We'll talk about the merge episode. Okay. Bye, Jack.
Bye.